What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chi-Town Blitz episode. Got a great episode for you guys today. We're going to be breaking down another heartbreaking, devastating loss, Bears versus Vikings. We'll preview the Thanksgiving game, Bears versus, Detroit Lions. This might be a cheek clap instead of a devastating loss. But whatever we got to do to get Eberflus out the building. I know there was a report, I don't know how trusted the source is, but on, Bears Twitter, he was saying, 6 straight losses, that might cause a 100-year change, a change that has never happened in 100 years, with Eberflus getting the boot. Thoughts on that?
Hey, McCaskey was out tailgating with fans before Sunday's game.
So he need to be locked in.
He was clearly getting feedback, and there was people saying that he was there kind of consoling fans, like, hey, I hear you guys. We're going to make a change.
Hopefully.
That's all you can hope for at this point as a Bears fan.
Because, all right, we could start breaking down the game, Bears versus Vikings. Defense has been losing us these last couple of games. And if you think about it, that's what Eberflus has been able to hold his head high on, how good the defense is. If that defense is no longer good, you're giving up 400-some yards to Minnesota Vikings offense. When you won the time of possession battle, when you have the ball the most, offense put up 27 points, should get the job done with how good our defense was earlier on in the year. But defense is falling apart. Makes me question, does his defense want to play for him anymore?
I mean, you can question that. It also makes me question polls. Yeah. I think there's clearly a misalignment between the roster polls put together and the style of play Eberflus is trying to play. Because he wants Ford to get after the quarterback and we just drop back and do our thing on the back end. Mm-hmm. And that all is cool and shit, but if you don't got 4 that can win, you don't got 4 dogs up front, none of that shit matters.
It don't.
Especially in the run game when Aaron Jones, it don't matter who he playing for. He going to turn up on us.
Every time.
Thank God we had the fumble on the goal line, or else, we're looking at a 40 burger getting put up on the top 10 defense.
My thing is with him doing 4, rushing with 4, not one blitz. Like that. Like, what are we doing?
We blitzed, but it wasn't creative. He decided to go man at times, which helped. Mm-hmm. But
we had a good
that
game
last
plan.
Drive. What the fuck happened? We just were in cover 4 and just kept everything in front of us until they kicked the field goal.
He thought they needed a touchdown.
So
he was defending the touchdown.
We're seeing the same. We're seeing us lose different ways, but because our head coach is being conservative.
5-18
I felt like we should have stayed in man.
Yeah.
Especially that last drive where Sam Darnold was able to carve us the fuck up. Mm-hmm. And we had multiple times to get off the field.
Yes.
We had a sack to start the drive. This shit kills me.
Holding penalty, 1st and 15. 3rd down and 13. Nick Mullins completed a 3rd and 13.
And they're just getting those chunks back like they never happened.
TJ Hockenson wide open. I really didn't understand, we saw in the preseason game, Kyler Gordon blitz at that second. Some of that, where has that been? No blitzes at all.
Yeah, I think, and then you got, Tremaine Edmonds not man-to-man against Hockenson,
that would have been smart.
Opposed to
TJ Edwards.
They had TJ Edwards on him, and he was just
barbecue chicken.
Exactly. So there's a lot of coaching mistakes that the more I talk, the more I realize, dude gotta go.
And it's like we've been saying he's got to go. Now Eric Washington, defensive line. I feel like the defensive line played a lot better in this game.
How?
4 sacks. Was it 3 or 4 sacks? Jacob Martin had a sack. DeMarcus Walker, he played pretty well. Montez Sweat had a sack.
Their left tackle was out.
Mm-hmm. Let me pull up the numbers of what Dexter did.
So, of course, the pass rush got better because they had a tackle.
I feel like they made some changes, too. Dexter was really good in this game. 87.9 PFF grade, 5 tackles, 5 pressures, 3 run stops. So, he was solid in this game. Like what I saw from him, Kyler Gordon. So, Dexter, there was some improvements on the defensive line.
But the overall number didn't look good.
No, it didn't.
So like, where's the how is the sack? The sacks? Did you feel like the sacks impacted the outcome of the game?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like Darnold had a lot of time, but penalties too. Penalties were a thing in this game too.
No, they were a huge thing.
Now, not only did we shoot ourselves in the foot, the refs, I feel like that Roma Dunze, DJ Moore pass, that should have been pass interference. I didn't understand the Keenan Allen, that catch he had.
Yeah,
they reversed that, returned that.
That's bad.
That was a catch. Jalen Naylor had that touchdown, and he had the black and white cleats. Keenan Allen had the white cleats, and they didn't even bat an eye at that one. So there was some confusion with some of the calls in this game.
Not to mention the referee analyst that comes in from Fox. He was like, "It feels like it should be out of bounds." I thought the whole point was to have irrefutable evidence if you're going to overturn a call.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
No clue.
So it just goes to show, I mean, losers overanalyze all this shit, but if we won, we wouldn't be thinking twice about it.
Not bad an eye. We would be like, look at the onside kick, all the shit that happened in this game. If, we would have won this, I would have been like, whatever, My thing is, though, back on the Eberflus train of him getting fired, he's like 0 for 5 in challenges this season. It's like 2 for 8 since becoming a head coach of the Bears.
I'm really confused.
I don't remember the last time he won a challenge.
Does he not realize we're losing timeouts every time he
You hear what he
challenge?
said? You hear what he said in the press conference? He's like, if it's an explosive play, you got to challenge. What? He's just challenging explosive plays.
How many red flags do you need?
And, it's just crazy how he got this job. Kevin O'Connell, this is a guy that got hired around the same time Eberflus got hired. Why didn't we look at hiring him? Why wasn't he an option? What he did and how the record he has in one-score games, the winning percentage is high as fuck. I think it's like 20-5 or something in one-score games. He wins these games.
Oh, they won 11 last year, one-score games.
And that was a big reason why Mike Zimmer got fired. But he's done a great job with Sam Darnold to turn around with him. They're a well-coached football team. Us with Kevin O'Connell, I don't think we lose a game with Kevin O'Connell.
No, I mean, we're probably 9-2 as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of these games come down to coaching. The talent is pretty similar.
Patriots, Cardinals,
similar.
Those blowouts were coaching as well.
So you look at, it all comes down to these situations, and some coaches are better in those situations than others. And we have a baller at quarterback. He's still got a lot to learn, but...
Yeah, like that, taking that sack. What was your thoughts on him taking that sack in the overtime?
I think his confidence was at an all-time high.
He was playing hero
back
ball
from 11, down 11 in the fourth. So I think that was just, again, good coaching on Brian Flores' side. Like, okay, we're not going to speed him up and because he's dominating us when we blitz. Let's drop 8 and see what he does. And you had Cole Kmet disengaged from this guy. Cole Kmet disengaged. Braxton Jones, he had a lot of time, but in those situations, I need Caleb to get rid of the ball. Yeah, where's his check down on that play is my question.
I mean, Cole got freed open, looked like he was trying to get open for Caleb. But in those situations, he needs to improve on that. Yeah. He's done a better job of not taking sacks as much. I mean, only 3 sacks, two really sacks. Because Van Ginkel got a sack I don't think that should be counted as a sack, but 2 really sacks against one of the best defenses in the NFL, getting sacks. Grenard and Ginkel both have 9 sacks. Pat Jones has 7 sacks. So they get after the quarterback at a high level, and he did a great job in this game.
Oh, fantastic.
My thing is, when have we ever seen a Bears quarterback play this well against division opponents? The Packers game last week, the Vikings game this week. Offensively, I mean, let me
go back as far as Jay Cutler.
Bro, let me pull up the numbers, right? QBs against Vikings. Emmanuel Acho put this out on this graphic. 2-8. Pass
to Acho.
Yeah. Pass to touchdown ratio, 15, 16 interceptions, completion percentage, 63, 79.3 passer rating, and 35 sacks. That's what quarterbacks have done against the Vikings defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Caleb's numbers against the Vikings defense. Let's see. If If I can pull it up.
I mean, he put up a quarter of a season's stats.
Just against the blitz alone, against the Vikings and their cover zero, they're the best blitz team in the NFL. 6 of 9 with 1 drop, 57 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and a 121.1 passer rating. And when kept clean, no blitzes or whatever, 26. When kept clean, no pressure, 26 of 38. 283 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and a 98.9 passer rating. And he already has more 300-yard passing games than Justin Fields, so that trade is looking good. Trading Justin Fields away.
Oh yeah, that was. I don't think anybody's debating that at this point.
And I think Caleb, against 2 top 10 defenses, Caleb has had a top 5 quarterback passer rating of that week. So
I know 670 the score was talking about how do we fluce proof, but I mean, you look at those numbers, the man is diamonds in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter against the blitz, and
we're still losing.
I was nervous about the Vikings game and how they were gonna, I thought it was gonna be a Cleveland Browns Justin Fields game.
No, that's a good point.
Or the Texans, but Caleb showed out big, and he's getting more confident. He's elevating his play, and it's against top 10 defenses, top 5 defenses, really. So that's really encouraging. I know the end result wasn't what we wanted it to be, but Caleb Williams, rookie season, somebody on Twitter was like, Caleb Williams is not letting Eberflus ruin him, which is crazy.
Yeah,
He's not.
That's the biggest takeaway you gotta have, and you can even go higher up because I don't even think it's a Flus issue. It's the guys who put him in power.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck did my man say in the interview to wow you?
Because the press conferences is not it. It's not
impressive. Nothing he said has impressed me or wowed me.
And
whether it's
Hard Knocks glazed him, bro. Hard Knocks glazed the fuck out of dude.
Really?
They put him after watching Hard Knocks, we were a little more excited. We were a little
the world was ours, nigga.
But it's kind of crazy now. We are seeing Caleb is as advertised, maybe even better. I think the Mahomes comparisons, you're seeing it a little slim of it. How good he is in the fourth quarter, dicing up some of the best defenses.
I've never seen Mahomes make a play like he did.
Any quarterback if you look at his
DeAndre Swift,
his feet weren't even on the ground. His feet weren't.
He literally
in throwing motion,
full sprint to the sideline. I mean, you could say Lamar probably makes. But
play like that.
The throw and the run, I think Lamar could make a throw like that. But the touch, that ball came out of the sky,
perfect.
Gave DeAndre Swift enough time to adjust. I mean, I've never seen anything like that before.
And that's the thing. It's it feels crazy having a quarterback play like this. Even Jay Cutler, the talent Caleb Williams has. The Vikings, he's coming out there and looking legit, like a top 10 quarterback already, talent-wise. Could be the best quarterback in the NFC when it's said and done. And how he played against the Vikings, how he played against the Packers. He's the best quarterback in the draft class. That's not a debate. I don't want it. Jaden Daniels, stinking to join up. Cliff Kingsbury, he's in his usual fashion in the second half of the season. They just lost to the Dallas Cowboys, a team that's
maybe they rallied back.
Yeah, maybe the worst team in the NFL.
Which gives us hope for against Detroit, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm putting some bread on us.
We'll cover at least. We're going to cover at least, I think.
Yeah, I think we'll cover.
Caleb, I know Bo Nix is doing well in Denver, but Bo Nix don't got shit on Caleb.
No, if you look at the highlights, there's not even...
How many wow throws? He had 5 big-time throws in this game. And 3 turnover kind of plays, but let's get into Thomas Brown.
Mm-hmm.
What grade do you give Thomas Brown for this offensive performance against maybe the best defense?
Oh, you gotta go with the A+. I think even the fourth down where there's some miscommunication.
That was on Eberflus. That's not on Thomas Brown.
That's what I mean. So
and even
get this nigga out the way.
Even on that play too. Even on that play too, Caleb said Caleb said he misheard Thomas Brown's play. Like, he was like, something with that. Like, he misheard the play from Thomas Brown. It was kind of rushed, too, because of, what are we doing? We don't know if we're going for it or we're kicking the field.
Because we don't have a head coach with a clear direction.
Yeah. If we would have went for it and just been like, we're going for it,
what do you think Dan Campbell's doing in that?
He's going for it.
How much seconds are we wasting on that decision?
0.
So what? Like, that's the type of shit we need. Thomas Brown,
dude, and going for it on 4th down. That was the one conversion we didn't get, but every other 4th down were money. Mm-hmm. Caleb Williams, I think he was 9 for 16 on 3rd down against the Packers and against the Vikings, 50%, 60% from 3rd down. So I really like what Thomas Brown has done. He's giving confidence to Caleb. He's injecting confidence, elevating his play. The most important player in the franchise on this team. Imagine what he would do for the whole team, So, and if you look at the playmakers for the Bears, I mean, look at the yardage. DJ Moore, 7 catches, 106 yards, a touchdown. Keenan Allen, 9 catches, 86 yards. I don't like he got 15 targets. I think Keenan Allen got 15 targets.
I'm not mad at that.
It's a security blanket for sure. But Cole Kmet, 10 targets, 64 yards, 7 catches. Roma Dunze, 10 targets, 5 catches, 39 yards. So the playmakers are getting the ball.
That's what I really liked about the stat sheet was you seeing the targets from all of our top guys. You don't see a motherfucking backup tight end in here somewhere.
Jared Everett getting 4 screens.
Yeah, you don't see Jared Everett getting screens. You don't see the wrong guys getting touches. Who else was the guy who loved the punt?
DeAndre Carter.
He's not in here. I'm confused why he was in the game at times this season.
Yeah.
When you have this type of star-studded.
And, bro, you look at the difference, how DJ Moore is getting used. It's perfectly for him. It's perfect. He's getting used perfectly. The motioning, the screens, like how he's getting used is perfect.
Everybody's getting used perfectly. Even Braxton Jones, he's an athletic tackle. Mm-hmm. Let's throw pitches. Let's get him out on screens
and where he's cracking
the lead blocker and he's lighting motherfuckers up.
Him and Tevin out like in space.
Bro, they ending people's careers. That is maximizing the most out of your tackle.
Bro,
get him in front of DBs that do not want to see him. That'll build his confidence as he's pass rushing.
And Coleman Shelton's been really good too since the change. He hasn't given up sacks or any pressures really. He's been really good, underrated at the center position. I was, wanted dude to get fired into the sun earlier on in the season, but
hey, the film don't lie, nigga.
Coleman Shelton's been great. But yeah, Tevin Jenkins, Braxton Jones, getting those guys out in space. That one rollout, that one quick screen to DJ Moore that got a lot of yardage.
Are way more successful,
especially against the blitz.
Screens.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
It looked great. And Keenan Allen, he was really good in this game too. He still has those drops though, like that drop on 4th down. We need you to come down with it. But
that was a bad ball, right?
It was rushed. Yeah, it was high.
It was high.
He has some drops, but this was vintage Keenan. This is the Keenan we wanted to get. Keenan, yeah. So he was great. Separation, killing the blitz. Caleb's like, all right. And Caleb did a great job with the protection, making the right calls, getting the right sliding for the protection, getting the ball out quick when you know the blitz is coming. So, I mean, a quarterback that's great against the blitz, Justin Fields against the Vikings, we know what time it was. We know.
That game last year, we were against the Pastronaut. And he went out his way to try to lose it. Yeah. Luckily, he had the deep shot.
That deep shot looked like Caleb's deep shot.
That was damn near the exact same play, ball.
Damn.
Flip left instead of right.
So,
no. Outside of that, which Justin's really good at getting, he throws a piss missile too.
Piss missile,
but. Shout out to
Harrison Graham. You always be saying piss missile. Another piss missile. But I really like what Thomas Brown has done with this offense. He's giving them confidence. The offense looks great. 27 points on the Vikings. If you hear that, you're taking that all day.
Especially with just what the Texans did against them, what's the Niners.
Yeah.
Literally, Brock Purdy, MVP candidate at one point.
Crazy scheme. Great scheme. So we had a lot of success, and it's Thomas Brown's second coaching stint. You kind of outcoach Brian Flores. You have success on that end, on the offensive end. It's like, there's head coaching talk about him. Other teams are going to try to grab him.
Bears Twitter is on fire right now.
And how he is in the press conferences, like, there are no attaboys. I was like,
I was writing down a lot of shit he was saying. He was really
a lot of
like in the interview.
A lot of fire quotes.
He know he called on in front of that mic.
Yeah, and it's like the players have bought into him. Caleb and Thomas Brown, they're building that connection. They're building that great relationship. The film and the tape don't lie.
Nope.
You're getting the best out of your playmakers. Swift, the Vikings are the best defense against the run. So obviously we didn't have success running the ball, but we still scored 27 points. We still found ways to be successful.
Only negative, obviously you're calling it a negative just because of the sack in overtime, but I felt like we could have definitely run and then let Caleb come alive on third down as opposed to like pass and getting a little bit more pass happy on second down. But, we went max protection. They dropped 8. So it was a win by the defense. So you, Caleb, as the quarterback, got to make the right read and throw the ball away because your check down is pass protecting right now.
So I think, that was a mistake, but I feel like I'm more mad at the defense for giving up as many conversions as they did.
No, that's a good point. Yeah.
I feel like I'm looking more at that.
Multiple third downs to get off the field. Third and longs.
We didn't. It's tough, but
I blame that on Eberflus more so than the
defense.
Defense.
Because you're not...
Guys were just wide the fuck open. That 3rd and 10, when they were backed up, Jordan Addison is just fucking us raw.
Pause.
All game.
Yeah. A lot of explosive
safety on him on 3rd and 10. He's just wide.
He lost Terrell Smith that one play. That was put in the bread basket. Bread basket though.
They got 2 number ones. Let's call it what it is.
But I don't remember the last time. I know Eberflus has cost us, but as a team, talent wise, I don't remember the last time we played that good against the Vikings or the Packers. You know what I mean? Like we put on that much.
No,
it was good. It was competitive.
We typically play the Vikings pretty well.
But the Packers too. We outplayed them.
We outplayed them. We outplayed the Vikings. If we don't have that muff punt, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if we convert on 4th down on that's points.
Block field goal. So there was, we lost this game. Same thing in Green Bay.
But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.